Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is December 31st, and right now we are looking at the jet stream at 39,000 feet racing across the Pacific Ocean. You can see the Aleutian Islands here, BC, Washington, Oregon, California. This jet stream is going to keep our weather active here along the west coast of North America here through the 10-day period or so. We'll take a look at some of those details coming up here in a moment. You can see Japan off to the left here would be a great day to be caught up in this core flying off back to the west coast of North America here. You can really cut down on your flight time with winds up over 200 miles per hour in that jet stream core there. Very interesting map shown there. Now taking a look here, this is short term across Pacific Northwest. You can see convergence zone potential here across the central Puget Sound, residual showers elsewhere, some more mountain snows as we go through this evening towards tomorrow morning. But then we dry out a bit Sunday here. We get a break from the wet weather here across Pacific Northwest before another frontal system starts to move into the area, but it's not that dynamic of a front. It's kind of falling apart by this time as we go on into Monday afternoon, but it will bring some pretty good snowfall amounts across the Oregon Cascades here too, as well as some pretty good precipitation amounts for the Oregon coast, even down for the Siskiyous as well. So heads up for this. This is going on in through a late Monday morning to Monday afternoon shown there. Now taking a look here, additional snowfall coming up here. You can see some winter driving conditions that we go through tonight across the Cascades, so heads up for that. And as we go on in through Monday morning, you can see the precip move north and bring that snowfall across some of the Oregon Cascades there and down through the Siskiyous here. This will be Monday afternoon. So nothing dynamic, but a little bit of snowfall here as we go through Monday afternoon. Now taking a look here, this is wind at 2,500 feet. You get to see the convergence zone classic signature here, westerlies down the Strait of Juan de Fuca, westerlies through the strait, or actually the Chehalis Gap here, and they meet across the central Puget Sound. That's why that precip is going to hang out a bit longer there, and it should locally enhance some snowfall totals across the Cascades as well. Then we dry out a bit here as we go through Sunday, and the winds even turn offshore shown here as we start to go in towards Sunday night. Now, in the advance of this next system, this frontal system isn't that strong. We're going to have some bigger lows coming up this week. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Now, looking here, we got the GFS on the right, European on the left here. This is hot off the presses here, 12Z. A little bit of a ridge forms here, giving us our break Sunday. It doesn't last long as we bring another frontal system. Mainly impacts Oregon, California. And you can see the Gulf of Alaska and the Pacific Ocean remain active here out through hour 99. And a deep low is going to form here on both the GFS and the European have it here off the Oregon coast as we go through Wednesday afternoon. And this is really going to drive a strong frontal system through California, atmospheric river, big snows for the Sierra Nevadas here, and possible wind to some of the coastal areas up through Vancouver Island. Big waves, big precipitation with it here. And then as we keep going here, you'll notice that the West Coast stays active here on both models here. Gulf of Alaska troughing going strong here as we go on out through the 10-day period. Pretty good agreement there, folks. So we're going to remain active here across Pacific Northwest and down through California. This is the 10-day precipitation anomaly. Actually a little bit below average across some of the Cascades, but not too concerning just yet. We tend to get a lot of precipitation at this time of year, so this isn't a huge deficit, but actually above average for Vancouver Island, Washington, Oregon coast. And look at California bullseye here all the way down through the coastal range, Sierra Nevadas as well. So be ready, California here. But this precipitation will be much welcome down there. The only problem is that when they get it, they usually get it all at once and it runs off a lot and it causes flooding concerns as well. So hopefully we can space it out a little bit here because California really needs the rain. This is a running total as we go. The system is impacting California now and on in through Saturday morning. And you can see the big precipitation amounts all the way down towards Baja California shown there. And then we continue to bring systems in here. Now let's let this run through. There goes the big one here. Look at this one. As we go through Wednesday, look at this powerful atmospheric river drive down across California here. Look at some of these precip totals up over 2.5 inches down for the Southland there through Southern California. And this extends all the way up the coastline, the Pacific Northwest as well. And we continue out and you can see the additional precip across Pacific Northwest here. But pretty active period coming up here as shown by this a 10-day total precipitation here on the European model. Now, this is looking at the European on the left versus GFS on the right. This is surface pressure. I want to show you what's coming up here. There goes that California storm, the first one. A little bit of a break. You see a little bit of ridging here as we go through Sunday. Next frontal system arrives. Then another system here, the GFS much further northwest with that, but the big one comes here, and you can see this low pressure system here at 959, 961, very deep low. This would look amazing on the satellite imagery here as we go on through the day Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds, but this is really going to pack a punch here across California there. We don't know the impacts yet. You can see the GFS a little bit weaker and off to the west here versus the European, which brings this deep low closer to the coastal areas here. So we'd have to watch out for some strong winds across Oregon, Washington, Vancouver Island with this scenario on the left. Now, taking a look here, I want to show you something because you hear the term bomb cyclone thrown around a lot. If you look here on the left, the European is at 984, and this is at 1 a.m. Wednesday morning here. So if we go to Thursday morning here at 1 a.m., you can see it's deep into 957. So that's more than 24-hour millibars in a 24-hour period, and that meets the definition of bomb cyclone. That's it. That's the only definition of bomb cyclone is that a cyclone drops by 24 millibars in a 24-hour period. It doesn't mean that it's exceptionally going to, impact a certain area or anything. It's just talking about the depth of the low pressure system. Do not be scared by the term bomb cyclone. It's just a descriptor. It doesn't mean that anybody, that people's lives are in danger or anything like that, or extreme weather is headed your way. It's just a description of the drop in pressure of a mid-latitude cyclone. So do not be afraid of it. So taking a look here with that big storm, I wanted to show you the winds expected to, or the waves expected to come with that system. Look at this. Some of the maximum wave heights in this system, 75 plus feet out over the Pacific Ocean here. And you'll see how this moves towards the coastline here as you go through the morning and daytime Thursday here. So maybe make a plan to be out there on the coast on Thursday and watch some of these huge waves roll in there. It's always fun to go out there and check those out, but then you can see we get some breaks as we go on, but you can see some systems still rolling across Pacific Northwest here, even on through the extended there as well. Some big waves always out there on the coast, it seems like, in the winter time here for the Pacific Northwest. Here's a little wider look at things here. There goes a system impacting California. Nice snows for the Sierra Nevada there. Then our fairly weak frontal system towards Pacific Northwest, bringing some nice snow for the Cascades of Oregon down through the Sierra Nevada as we go through Wednesday. Then this deep low starts, that was Monday here shown. And then we go on through Tuesday, another weak system, but then the really deep low bombs out off the Pacific Ocean coast here, off the northwest coast, or the coast of North America here, I should say. 956, very powerful storm here. And it's a good thing this thing is offshore, because this would bring extremely powerful winds. You can see this very tight pressure gradient on the south side of this cyclone out here off the Pacific Northwest. The Europeans still bringing a strong storm here, but you notice the pressure gradients don't really get that close to the inland areas. We're not worried about this high wind from this system just yet. This could change, and this could impact some of the immediate coastal areas. But then we always got to watch for development on the south side. You see this one spinning up here. You can see it move towards the Oregon coast. It'll be fairly windy here, but not too big of a deal. But then watch this one here. Even though it's a 993 millibar low, it's got a very tightly packed punch here on the south side. And it moves up across the Willamette Valley and Puget Sound, would bring a very strong pressure rise across the area here. And this could bring some big winds. So these are the ones you have to watch on the southern periphery of these even bigger monster lows out of the Pacific Ocean here. So we got to watch this one. It's still fantasy right now, but this would be Friday morning on the Oregon coast. And Saturday morning, and then as you go through the morning and the afternoon of Saturday next weekend there. So it's still fantasy right now. We're just watching it right now. And you can see as you go on through the 10-day period, big lows and additional frontal systems rolling towards Pacific Northwest with atmospheric river potential and even windstorm potential associated with it. So we're going to remain active here for the next couple of weeks, most likely. This is taking a look at integrated water vapor transport. Kind of gives you the idea of where this atmospheric rivers are going. Atmospheric rivers should not scare you too. It's just a descriptor on the amount of vapor transport based on duration for any given location. It's not, it's not anything sinister. It's just a descriptor. So don't be afraid of it. I'm just here to educate. So here we go with the big system as we go on in through next week as well in the GFS. You can see continued bombardment of precipitation across California. Look at this atmospheric river. This is getting a ways out there. This is January 8th, but just shows you some of the potential coming up with the systems here as we go through the 10-day period plus here across the west coast of North America, all the way from the Pacific Northwest down through California. Very strong systems showing up in some of the model runs here. So fantasy for now, but we're going to continue to watch it. And you can see 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. California bullseye does include a lot of Pacific Northwest though. 8 to 14 day, same picture there. Moderate risk for heavy precipitation, most of California here as we go on in through early January, slight all the way up through BC. And you can see the moderate risk of heavy snowfall across the Sierra Nevada as well. Windstorm potential as you go also. And this is a total snow. Let's let this run through and you can kind of see we are going to build up the snowpack here a bit across Pacific Northwest, but not dynamically so. Now you can see this is actual total snow here. Look at the Sierra Nevada getting up over 100 inches, 110, 115. Nice snowfalls coming here. Some nice snowfalls coming for the Cascades too. Nothing extremely dynamic like I mentioned though here, but you know, we take what we can get, especially when it comes to the snowfall. It's great to build up these snowpacks here during the winter months so you can really reap the benefits as you go on into spring and summer with the spring runoff and the nice, you know, the ground and drinking water supply across the area. This is snow depth in inches. So this is current right now. We put this into motion. Notice we really don't build up the snowpack too much, but we do add to it a bit here across Pacific Northwest. But the Sierra Nevada, you know, does a pretty good job adding on here as well. I mean, you look here and you kind of extend it out a bit, and the coastal range, the Siskiyous, you're getting additional. But you know, you take what you can get at this time of year. We have a decent snowpack going on here across Pacific Northwest all the way down through California. So let's continue to build upon that. So anyway, yeah, thought you guys would like this jet stream map here. Thanks to all my new subscribers. We're up over 17,000 now. Let's get to 20,000. Let's get the word out. Tell your friends. You know, click like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps the channel out and the algorithm, makes it worth my while to come do these every single day. I enjoy doing it. And I'm glad our community is so tight knit on the comments, generally positive here. And yeah, so we're going to have another active period coming up here, folks. And we've got windstorm potential, atmospheric river potential, and especially down towards California here, some big precipitation amounts incoming here. So yeah, you're probably going to be hearing about that on the news. And hopefully the flooding isn't going to be too bad with that. We can keep it a lot, the snowpack up in the Sierras down there. And hopefully we can build on our snowpack here across the Pacific Northwest. But anyway, rambling on a little bit here. We'll do this again tomorrow and we'll check out all the new model runs and see where these storms look like they're going to set up. And I'll talk to you guys then.